everybody, thanks for stopping back by Wild Bird Creative. I have a somewhat messy piece. You're going to get your fingers dirty in this one. I'm going to be working with just chalk pastels, and I've just chosen 3 here, a light pink, a dark pink, and a peach. And all I'm going to do is just come in and create just some circles. Nothing difficult. We all know how to make circles. And I'm making them just, I guess they're not even circles really, they're blobs. Just making them so that they do overlap a little bit. But I'm not covering the whole paper. So let me use my fingers and just come in here and smooth them out. Let's add a little bit of the peach down here too. Now I've got not only stuff on my fingers, but I've got a little bit on here that I'm just going to tap off into the garbage. And the next thing I'm going to do is use my clear gesso. And I'm just going to put a few drops on here and just spread it around. This will enhance the colors. It'll keep them from transferring too much. It gives me a nice rich tone. I can blend them. And if you want, you can use your fingers too. I mean, this is not perfection, this is play. And let me bring it up here into this part. I don't mind if they blend a little bit, it adds depth. I do want to leave this little spot though, that bit of negative space. Come out to the edge there. And I'm actually going to come in with my finger and smooth out some of the brush strokes. You can probably hear that nice gritty sound of the pastels. So there is our base, just like that. I'm going to go wash my fingers off quickly. I'll be right back. Well, before I go, let me add a little bit in there. That's looking a little bland. There we go. Okay, let me let this dry, and then we'll move on to the next step. Let's keep moving with this. I have my black and my white wonderful Aquarelle pencils. They're great for making marks. And I'm just going to come in and just do a few circles here. And they are going to be a little hard for you to see, but I'll hold it up. They're going to be very faint. They're just accents. You can just see right there. Just the little circles. These are for when you're looking closely at a piece. And here I'm just going to do some stripes. And the same thing here. Now the black obviously will show up more. And for the black, I want to come in and just make some lines. Nothing perfect. And they're all just freeform. I'm letting my hand be very loose so that if it wiggles at all, I get that nice bit of irregularity. And let's put another double one here. Got a couple singles and some doubles. And then I can just use a damp brush, just a thin one. I could leave them like this if I wanted. That is certainly true. But I'm going to soften them a little bit. Just taking some water and running it right along. Just makes it a little more organic. It darkens it up a bit. And again, I'm letting my hand follow the line, but if it varies at all, that's okay. Now I'm going to turn this so that I can come in at an easier angle. Now, if you don't have either of these pencils, you can do this with ink. You could do it with a magic marker. You could do it with a pastel. Use what you have. You could even use a ballpoint pen. Now this has changed the whole feel of the piece from just being something pink and peach to having a little more interest. Come back in over there. Just fun. Again, let me rinse this off quickly. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to do the same thing on the little white circles that I put in, which I think I covered up on this one. Yeah, there's one there. That's okay. Let me put one there and one there. There we go. Again, these are just delicate accent pieces. Now the next thing is I've got some Handmade Modern 14 karat gold paint. And I'm going to use my same brush. And all I'm going to do is put a few dots of gold in these circles. Put one there. And you know what? I'm going to do one there too, because I can put that circle in around him again. And then I'm going to bring in just some spatters of gold. And I'm not keeping it on top of my shapes. I'm going outside too, so that there is a little more interest on that white background. Let's get one last. There we go, right down here. I just wanted a little more interest. Let me put that to soak and put the lid on this. Let me grab my white and just go around this one. So this needs to dry before I move on. But you can see, let me give it a tip here so you can get some of the sparkle that's happening. And I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to be patient. I'll probably use my little craft gun to speed it up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, it's nice and dry, and I have my archival ink and my fluid chalk ink pad, sepia and wisteria. And I think I actually want wisteria, and I'm just using my script stamp, and I'm just going to come in and add a very, very light bit of purple on these. And also going to do it in sepia. And it's just adding a really, really subtle detail here because I'm not using it everywhere. I'm using it in spots. Ugh, I don't like the way that came out, but that's okay. I went too far to the edge. Let's see, let's put one there. Okay, you know what, that's okay. It ended up there and there too. So I've got that. Set this aside, and I've got a little tiny bit of text here. And I'm just going to tuck that on there, and then I'm going to bring in just a light brown pencil and just do a tiny bit of shading around some of these spots. Just adding a little bit of definition, a little curve. And you can do this as heavy as you want or as light as you want. It doesn't add a ton because I'm not going super dark, but it just gives me a little bit. And actually with these areas where I have this that stuck out a little bit further, I'm just going to draw lines. Just work them right into the design. And for the last thing, let me make sure I've got my top on that nice and snug because they're old. I've had them a long time. They're drying out a little bit. I'm going to bring in a gel pen, and on the outside of the white circles, I'm just going to add just gentle lines. Just an accent. This is all about just embellishment. I'm letting them sit in between. So I'm doing one swipe and then coming back and doing another, just so that I can have a double line without dragging anything along. And I'm going to come right around the word. And there we go. I've just done something quick. Is it difficult? No, not at all. It was really pretty speedy to do this. I mean, it was just kind of a fun thing. I might even come in and add a line in some of these too while I'm at it. This was all about just playing, just having fun. We're all busy. We all forget to play. Man, remember when we were kids, we never forgot to play. That was the whole reason for getting up in the morning. You had plans with your friends. Build a fort, ride a bike, go swimming. Whatever it was. But that's all this is. This is just play. Just experimenting with pastels and with clear gesso if you haven't tried it. I mean, this is just a little tiny 4-ounce container. It lasts a long time. It's not a huge expenditure. But now when I touch these, the color doesn't come off. So that's the important thing. It's all good. It's just your fun time, your play time. Set it aside. Have a moment in your day where you get to make art. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you are able to have some free time. I know it's hard heading into the holiday season, but try to squeeze some in just for you. Some quiet time, be kind to yourself, and thanks for stopping by. Wild Bird Creative.